right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Dry and mild to ring in the new year. Keep the umbrellas handy on Monday. Showers and thunderstorms become widespread.
A somber statistic in 2022, 198 homicides recorded in St. Louis City. How anti-violence advocates are hoping to curb crime as we enter 2023. But first, an early New Year celebration where St. Louis families were able to ring in 2023 before the clock hits midnight.
You are out the door by 9, you are home hopefully by 9:30 or 10, and everybody is safe inside, feels like they've had a really good time, and they're ready for next year.
Thanks for joining us on the final night of 2022. I'm Travis Cummings. Brent Solomon is off tonight. Right now, New Year's Eve celebrations are happening all across the bi-state, but some parties are already over. For the night, 5 on Your Side's Elise Schoenig joined us live from City Museum, where a family-friendly New Year's Eve celebration was held today. Elise, is that party almost over?
Yeah, Travis, we're kind of looking at the calm after the storm here at City Museum. It's not even midnight yet. You can see lots of children and families here are just finishing up their night. There was just a balloon release minutes ago, but that does not mean that their fun is stopping, clearly. And the most important thing about all of these people being here together tonight is that they could do exactly this. They could spend some time together.
It is our first family-friendly New Year's Eve party.
Ashley Terrigliato with City Museum brought a new way of celebrating New Year's to downtown St. Louis.
There's really something for everybody, so we thought it was a perfect opportunity to just give people that space to have a good time as a family.
This celebration was a safe and sober space for all families to celebrate. Families could play Jenga, cornhole, sing karaoke, and more.
We wanted these guys to have a great New Year's.
Parents like Brian Lucan say this space was the perfect way for his kids to use up some energy. His son Scotty definitely felt the same after going down the slides.
I love it. I have went on it a lot of times.
Terrigliato says the 5 to 9 p.m. time window of the party was intentional.
Our balloon drop is at 8:30, so you are out the door by 9, you are home hopefully by 9:30 or 10, and everybody is safe inside.
It's why families like the Seals were drawn to the event.
It's earlier than midnight, and I get tired. They get tired. And it's different.
So the kids will play until bedtime, and the countdown to 2023 will begin. But these memories of celebrating 2022 is something families won't run out of.
We really feel like coming out of the pandemic, there hasn't been a lot. Like, it just really hasn't resurged for families.
Now, that party here tonight is coming to an end at City Museum, but the good news is they plan on keeping this party going next year in 2023. Happy New Year, everybody. We are reporting live here tonight in downtown St. Louis. Elise Schoenig, 5 on Your Side.
All right, thank you so much, Elise, and Happy New Year to those kiddos, my type of party. Well, for the adults, if you're planning to ring in the new year with alcohol, be sure you have a plan to get home safely. Breakthrough Beverage, Missouri and Absolute Vodka are partnering with Lyft to provide more than 2,000 free rides home tonight through the state of Missouri. You can access a free ride from now until 2 Sunday morning using the ride code BBG MONYE 2022, and that code is redeemable through the Lyft app. Well, taking a live look right now over the city of St. Louis. Isn't she beautiful? We saw mild temperatures to end 2022. So what's in store for us next year? Well, meteorologist Jim Castillo here now with your Weather First forecast. Hey, Jim.
Travis, what a great New Year's Eve. We're at 48 degrees and there's some clouds out there, but it's definitely dry. Now, I want to jump ahead to Monday because this is the Futurecast. Look at that heavy rain. Showers, thunderstorms in here. I'll have more on this coming up in Maine weather in just a few minutes, but it definitely is going to get wet, but not now, not tonight, not for New Year's Eve, and not for New Year's Day. It's dry, it's mild. There might be mist with some fog at night or in the morning in some cases, but very dry and very warm. In fact, we're at 48 now, near 60 tomorrow. And then there's that rain coming in. Most of the first part of Monday looks dry, which is fantastic. And then later in the day is when that heavier rain moves on in. More on amounts coming up in Maine weather. It's 48 degrees right now and just a little bit of a southeast wind at about 9 miles an hour. So New Year's Eve, we're going to hold steady with those temperatures right about the upper 40s in St. Louis. So much more on our forecast coming up in just a bit.
Jim, keep us posted. Developing news regarding the SAFE-T Act in Illinois just hours before cash bail was set to be eliminated. The state Supreme Court stopped it from taking effect tonight. The court issued an order staying the elimination of cash bail until further notice as it prepares to debate if the SAFE-T Act provisions are constitutional. This week, a Kankakee County judge ruled the pretrial release provisions are unconstitutional, leaving cash bail in place in several counties that were part of the lawsuit. The state has appealed the ruling. Well, as we look to wrap up 2022, a somber statistic. There has been 198 homicides in St. Louis this year. That's nearly the same as 2021, when 200 people lost their lives to gun violence. Anti-violence advocates are focused on stopping that violence in 2023, from education to prevention to de-escalation. One group also wants to focus on responding to non-fatal shootings.
For every homicide, there are 10 people who survived. There are 10 assaults. And that's an opportunity to step in and break that cycle of violence. So really focusing in on how you help people recover from gun violence, heal from that trauma so that it doesn't perpetuate and then we end up having retaliation and other things as a result of that incident.
The Urban League has a couple of programs in place that are showing success in neighborhoods, including the Serving Our Streets program. Today, a vigil was held for victims of violence in St. Louis. For the past 30 years or so, Mothers Advocating Safe Streets has hosted the event to remember those whose lives were cut short by crime. The names of dozens of homicide victims from St. Louis City and County were read. Organizers say they want to make a difference in the community, and one way is by working together.
We have to stop this. We have to put down the guns. We have to love and embrace each other and take care of our community and uprise all of this violence. This is unnecessary. And we can be, like I said, we can be a part of the solution. You don't have to be a part of the problem.
Mothers Advocating Safe Streets says they want to work with the new St. Louis Police Chief, Robert Tracy, to find ways to curb violent crime next year. Well, the new year means new laws across the bi-state. Minimum wage is rising in both Missouri and Illinois. In the new year, the Missouri Department of Labor announced the new wage will be $12 an hour. Voters approved Prop B in 2018, which ensures the state's minimum wage increases by 85 cents each year through 2023. Across the river, the minimum wage in Illinois goes from $12 to $13 an hour. There will also be future increases to $14 an hour in 2024 and $15 an hour in 2025. And for a full list of laws and what they mean for you, text the word laws to 314-425-5355. Saying goodbye to two icons. New reaction to the deaths of Pope Benedict and Barbara Walters. Counting down to 2023, Times Square is getting ready for the ball drop with the return of thousands lining the streets.
Great weather for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, then several waves of showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast for Monday. I'll have the expected start time on the rain.
A somber day for Catholics around the world. Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI passed away early this morning. The Vatican said the 95-year-old former pope had become very ill on Wednesday. He resigned in 2013, citing advanced age as the reason. He was the first pope to step down in nearly 600 years. The Vatican says a funeral will be held on January 5th in St. Peter's Square. The Archdiocese of St. Louis released a statement from Archbishop Mitchell Rosansky saying, quote, "We thank God for the many blessings that Pope Benedict has bestowed upon the church and all God's children. May the Lord grant eternal rest unto him and let perpetual light shine upon him." Meanwhile, people continue to mourn the death of television icon, news icon, Barbara Walters, who passed away yesterday. Today, folks placed memorial flowers and even a TV set on her Hollywood Walk of Fame star. Her 5 decades in broadcasting paved the way for not only female journalists, but for all women in media. Barbara Walters was 93 years old.
Our New Year's Eve is looking great. You know, there's some clouds out there, but also breaks in the clouds, and we're in the 40s and even in some cases near 50. More in our forecast. I'll let you know when that thunderstorm activity arrives on Monday in just a minute.
Let's take a live look over Times Square in New York City, the Big Apple, where in less than 2 hours, New Year's Eve celebrations will be taking place. Thousands of people are lining the streets to ring in 2023. The event is expected to be at full capacity for the first time since the start of the COVID pandemic. And for the second year in a row, Miley Cyrus will be in Miami helping NBC say goodbye to 2022 and usher in 2023 with her New Year's Eve party. Miley has enlisted her godmother, Dolly Parton, to co-host this year's event. The music legend says she's never performed for New Year's Eve before, but couldn't resist doing this one.
Well, I'm expecting Saturday night to be the most fun that anybody's had in a long time, if not ever, because I get to be with Miley, my fairy goddaughter, and I think she sings so great. We work so well together, and we just have this great rapport, and our voices blend good, and we're nuts. Both of us are crazy.
You can watch Miley's New Year's Eve party following our newscast. Well, all week long, people across the bi-state have been celebrating Kwanzaa. This morning, the St. Louis Art Museum held a Kwanzaa celebration. Guests enjoyed hands-on art activities and a performing honoring the traditions of Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa is based on 7 principles, and the Art Museum does a wonderful rendition of what that means and allows children from all over to participate in activities to get understanding.
And here's what the big day is all about. Every day of Kwanzaa highlights a specific principle, including unity, self-determination, love that one, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. All right, well, we've been having a good end to the year, but meteorologist Jim Castillo is here to tell us how we're going to get to the other side. Jim?
So keep in mind, last weekend, remember that polar plunge, that unbelievably cold air? Well, that's gone, which is good.
Yes.
50 for that high today, Travis, and Happy New Year's Eve to everybody. 34 degrees for the low temperature this morning, and 41 and 25 are the averages, but no rain today. A little bit of a haze in the sky. You might get fog or mist if you get in a patch of that fog, but it's 48 degrees right now on this New Year's Eve, the last day of 2022. 83% on that relative humidity, and the dew point is at about 43, south-southeast wind at 9. So temperature stays steady throughout the entire evening until midnight. So upper 40s around St. Louis, other spots mid 40s. High pressure right overhead, and it's moving on to the east. So there's some rain up around Chicago. We'll zoom in there. So their New Year's Eve getting a little bit wet, mixed to the north. And look at the East Coast here. Rain from Philadelphia, even D.C. had some. New York, it's still raining, and also Boston is raining. So the West Coast, same deal. Look at this rain headed right into Los Angeles right now throughout the evening. They had flooding rains anywhere from San Francisco into the Sacramento area. San Jose still getting that rain, and also Modesto. Look at this batch of shower and thunderstorm activity moving into Southern California. They need the rain, but it's happening right on New Year's Eve. Now for us, rain doesn't come in until that piece of energy moves in here on Monday. So late Monday in the day and into the evening, showers and storms move in here. Some of them heavy, and when you see the oranges and reds in here, we're going to watch for some thunder and some lightning and some downpours. And then it moves out of here as we get into early on Tuesday. And then that colder air comes in, but average temperatures as we go into midweek. The severe weather threat, it's there, and we'll watch our southern counties, but right around Arkansas and into Louisiana, that's really the heart of it, where they could see some tornadoes down there. We'll watch for some strong gusty winds in some of the area in our southern counties as we head into late Monday. All right, so it's 10-day forecast looks like this. Really a warm start to the new year. 60 for tomorrow, mainly dry. In fact, it's going to be a dry day with some sunshine mixing in. 65 for Monday, and that heavy rain at night and some storms. And then 64 for Tuesday, but temperatures drop into the 50s. Then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, average temperatures upper 30s, low 40s. And by next weekend, Travis, we're back to about 50 degrees.
All right, we love to hear it. And you know, we couldn't end it on a better note.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's perfect.
And Happy New Year to you guys.
And likewise to you.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much, Jim. Well, now we have Corey Miller joining us to tell us what's next in sports. What's going on?
Well, it's New Year's Eve, and the Blues were looking for one last win to cap off 2022. but the Minnesota Wild had some other plans to rain on that parade. We've got tonight's action from Enterprise Center coming up after the break. I don't think the Blues will be too sad to leave 2022 behind them. Their playoff run was cut short, and the start of this new season has been like a ride on Screaming Eagle at Six Flags. Tonight they had one last chance to end the year on a high note. Marc-Andre Fleury and the Wild were in town tonight to face the Blues. And first off, here comes Brett Hull. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm being told that's actually Callie Rosen with the hot hand, scoring for the third game in a row, 1-0 Blues. Then it's another defenseman getting in on the fun. Robert Bortuzzo gets his first goal of the year. That ties it at 2. That would end the offense, though. Jared Spurgeon's going to make it 4-2. It ended 5-2. And the Blues dropped their last game of 2022. Coach, what'd you think?
You got to hit the net. You know, we outnumber them. There's people going to be at the net. There's rebounds, you know. We talked about rebounds tonight with Fleury. We've done a great job against Fleury over the years, you know. On and off shooting. Boom, rebounds, get to the net. Not good enough tonight. That's the bottom line. We made too many mistakes tonight to win the hockey game. End of story. Thanks.
Coach always keeps it real. SLU Hoops ended their year in Philly taking on St. Joe's in the A-10 opener. Yuri Collins only had 3 points today, but like usual, he racked up the assists. There's one of his 15. That went to Jake Forrester for the finish. Yuri went over the 700 assist mark in his career today. This was a close game, but the Bills toughed it out. They win 83-78, and the hard practices recently have paid off.
Coach did a good job of practice this last few days of trying to simulate a game, man. I mean, I feel like it's worked. We changed a lot of things. We got better on some things. So I feel like Coach did a good job with that.
Finally, after sitting through the Gasparilla Bowl, the Quick Lane Bowl, and the Duke's Mayo Bowl, we finally get to the good stuff. It's college football semifinal night, and oh boy, did we deliver some final gifts for 2022. The early game was just flat out ridiculous. That's the only way to describe the Fiesta Bowl. TCU and Michigan scored so many touchdowns, I'm just going to stack them all up and let you watch them. There was 96 points scored in this insane game, but TCU ended up with more. The Horned Frogs hang on to win 51-45 and advance to the college football championship game, where they'll face either Georgia or Ohio State, and this one has some bonkers potential too. C.J. Stroud finds Marvin Harrison Jr. to kick off the scoring, and Ohio State is currently winning at halftime 28-24. We have got a tremendous Sports Plus on tap to kick off 2023 tomorrow night. We have the story of an athlete's promise kept and a chat with the man in charge of the new team in town come 2023. And City SC Sporting Director Lutz Pfannenstiel says his job is the most enviable in all of soccer.
And I realized, I think within a day, that this is probably the most exciting project in the world of football, to build something completely from scratch. When I came here, I had a few PowerPoint presentations, a white piece of paper and an iPad, and we literally drew everything up from day one.
All right, everybody playing their hardest tonight, Corey.
Definitely. And hey, 2023 is almost here. We've been waiting for soccer for so long, just a couple of months. We're going to see it in action. Really excited.
Absolutely, guys. Well, this is the end.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Counting down.
New Year.
Start the countdown.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I got to tell the folks at home, make sure you be safe tonight.
Definitely.
Love on somebody, hug somebody, your family, all the folks. That does it for your News here on 5 on your side in 2022.
They lit up the Christmas tree downtown. Sparkly lights that fill the season. Anticipation, celebration, I hear sleigh bells ring.